My next question is, what assignment that you enjoy the most? Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Monday. We have a wonderful opportunity today to speak with the veterans of a U.S. Air Force military service. We had some question about his experience to his U.S. Air Force service. Please welcome Mr. Richard Wesley.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, sir. So, sir, my first question, where you born?
I was born in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where my father was assigned as a officer in the Army Air Corps.
My second question, is there any military in your family?
Yes, aside from my father, his father was in as a military doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and his two brothers were in the Army,
Okay.
and they both served in France during World War I.
Wow. Why you decide to join the military, Mr. Wesley?
Well, I received a letter in the mail saying that I was going to be drafted, and that was something I didn't want to do. So, in order to get around that, I entered the Army Air Corps, the Air Force, and get into the Air Force as an officer by applying to officers training. So that's what I did.
Yeah. When you joined to military?
That was 1967.
Then how long you're in the service? And
It was a total of 4 years and 3 months.
okay, wow, 4 years and 3 months in service.
Well,
What is your first rank?
when I first enlisted, that was airman, the basic first entry into the Air Force.
Okay.
But I didn't have to go through basic training because I was invited to get into officers training early.
Uh-huh.
So, and that was a six weeks training.
Okay. So after you train as a airman, so you become a lieutenant, right?
Yeah, when I finished officers training.
Officer training, okay. How long you take the officer training?
It was a 6 weeks course,
Okay.
kind of like basic training, but a little more advanced.
Uh-huh.
An officer.
Being an officer, wow. And then after you being an officer, you go to school again, right?
Yeah, after that, I was assigned to Oxnard Air Force Base in California, and very soon after I arrived and got settled there, there was an opening for administrative officers course. So
Wow.
I ended up going to that in Mississippi and returning to Oxnard when I finished the 6 weeks course.
Course, wow. Just 6 weeks course. Wow, okay. So and then after you being administrative, you became an officer, right, sir?
Yes.
So can you tell us how you became an officer?
Well, it was pretty automatic once I finished the officers training and got assigned to Oxnard Air Force Base. And there I was. That was like going to be a 1 year assignment or more.
You take another school?
Yeah, I was in a lot of courses that were taught at Oxnard Air Force Base, and eventually I got assigned to another Air Force base.
Mm-hmm.
But this was just a short-term thing. It was in Canada,
Mm-hmm.
and that was only like
Mm-hmm.
3 months or something. And then I got assigned to Tyndall Air Force Base,
Wow.
and by that time I had advanced from second lieutenant to first lieutenant, and then a captain.
Wow. Keep going to school, or you stop being a captain? What?
Yeah, well, I was always invited to go to these various courses and classes, and sometimes they were on Oxnard Air Force Base, and sometimes they were in distant places like Mississippi
Mm-hmm. Wow.
or other locations.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always continually being trained. Well, after captain,
Okay.
you go into major,
Major.
and then you become a lieutenant
Lieutenant.
major.
Okay.
I mean, yeah,
Uh-huh.
and then
You become
a colonel,
colonel. Wow. And then
and
the
then
general is the highest, right?
yeah,
Wow.
and there's 5 steps to the major. I mean the
A general.
general.
Oh. But after you being a captain, you just want to discharge the service. Can you tell us, sir, why?
Well, I kind of think that 4 years was enough. 4 years and 3 months, and I wanted to get back to civilian life, and by that time I had the GI Bill, so I could go back to school if I wanted,
Oh,
and for free, and so
wow. Mhm.
that's what I did.
Before your last assignment, you see the brother.
I'm just a cousin of the guy who owns the Hoxie Brothers Circus, and just by coincidence they were scheduled to perform at Tyndall Air Force Base. So I got to get involved in that, and got behind the scenes at the big tent, and it was very enjoyable.
Next question is, what assignment that you enjoy the most and why?
Well, that would be my last assignment at Tyndall Air Force Base in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
It was right against the Gulf Coast, which was, we had access to the ocean, the bay,
Mm-hmm.
and the Air Force Base had a swimming pool, so I went swimming a lot,
Wow.
either in the ocean or on the base at the pool.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, I was a member of the Junior Officer Council,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a lot of assignments to do, and one was we invited a group of grade school kids to come to the base and see an air show and get involved in some of the things on base, and it was really nice. I enjoyed it, looking after the children, and there were like 20 young officers, junior officers that participated, and put on an air show with jets and paratroops and all those interesting things that the military was doing, and we had a good time looking after the children on that one, and escorting other people around during the air shows, and we also put together a campaign, I guess you call it, of hosting different groups
Mm-hmm.
and showing them around on base and keeping busy that way. We get on a shuttle flight
Mm-hmm.
and flew over to Patrick Air Force Base, and I was 20 miles away from Cape Canaveral, and so we got to see the launch of Apollo 14, and the base was 20 miles away from the launch,
Mm-hmm.
but it was really, really loud, even 20 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really enjoyed that. That was a historical
Wow.
deal. And
so
the
nice.
Saturn rocket is very, very loud.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And another thing we did was to fly over to Bermuda, the island of Bermuda,
Mm-hmm.
and we saw, we took a 2-day tour
Mm-hmm.
of a base there on Bermuda, and from Bermuda we got on a plane to Panama Canal, the Panama Canal, and had a tour of the Panama Canal.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got involved in a lot of interesting trips
Mhm.
and places to see.
You get into the service to 1967,
Mm-hmm.
and then 4.5 year service. So you discharged 1971, right?
Mm-hmm.
1971.
I
When
was
you
in my early 20s.
When you're in the service, you're 20s, no?
Uh-huh.
And then you're still young when you're discharged. You're
Yeah.
still 20s.
Yeah.
Okay. The good thing in the military had lots of benefits.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Do you have some more to share to our viewers, Mr. Wesley?
Well, if you're a student
Mm-hmm.
and interested in getting into the military, I would advise you to get a degree
Mm-hmm.
in whatever subject you want to choose, and that degree will eventually be your ticket to getting into school, a military school,
Mm-hmm.
for advancing in through the military.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was a good advice, especially to the people who want to joining to the military. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Wesley, for your time.
You're welcome.
And hopefully we had a part 2 interview. And thank you.
You're welcome.
So guys, thank you very much for your watching and for your support. Hopefully you can share this video to your friends that they can learn about this video. Please like,
Share
share, and
and
subscribe.
Yay!
Yay! Bye. Mr. Wesley,
Yes.
here's your burger.
So two vanilla fish and a small high chocolate 10-piece nuggets.
Yes. That's your burger.
Smells good.
Drive-through burger. Do I have light in here? What is your order?
The one fish sandwich and fish fillet,
Uh-huh.
and that's it.
And chocolate.
And the milk.
Hot milk.
Well, chocolate.
I think you had chocolate.